I've been debating with the YouTuber Druidenfuse, who claims that I am being unreasonable in blaming religion for many of the ills of the world, particularly violence. She claims that people are innately violent and are simply using religion to justify their violence. In making this claim, of course, she completely validates my point. It has often been said that religion is merely a mirror for people's own biases. A good person will behave kindly and a bad person will behave unkindly. The good person will see the good verses about love and tolerance and salvation, whilst the bad person sees the verses condemning homosexuality, gender equality and preaching damnation. But that's precisely the point. No matter how learned you are in the Bible or the Quran, what you see is only a matter of interpretation, usually filtered through the blinkers of selective blindness. The mere fact that these holy books are ambiguous enough to be used to justify hostility is precisely why they are so dangerous. Yes, it's true that people don't need these books to be violent. Indeed, many people are perfectly happy to be violent without their justification. But that doesn't forgive the massive violence directly instigated by religion. But in fairness, I decided to look at the headlines of today's news just to see how much, if any, of the negative news could be laid at the feet of religion. Here's what I discovered. The main headline talks about the return of the Taliban in Afghanistan. The Taliban are ultra-orthodox Muslims, and their terrorisation of the country is due to their opposition to progressive views in standards such as gender equality and women going to school and work. Further down the page is a separate story about the Taliban holding a US soldier captive. Further down is a story about Syria. The Syria situation is the result of infighting between two sects of Muslims, the Shiites and the Sunnis. Just below that, a report tells how the Vatican is being confronted by the UN over child abuse. This is about the institutional cover-up surrounding decades of abuse by Catholic priests. Further down is the story of the trial of members of the Aum Shinrikyo cult in Tokyo. These were the people who carried out the sarin poison attack on the Japanese subway in 1995. The cult is an offshoot of Buddhist and Hindu faiths. Elsewhere, the son of Lebanese Prime Minister Rafiq Hariri, who was killed along with 21 others in a suicide bombing in 1995 by Islamists. Other major stories of violence or evil with no religious underpinning were US Marines burning Iraqi bodies, Mexican government reassuring vigilantes fighting against the drug gangs, and new drug mixtures used for executions in Ohio. So today, on the 16th of January 2014, 6 of the main global news stories are about violence that is not only carried out by the religious, but uses religion as its justification. Whilst the other 3 main stories are merely examples of mankind being unpleasant. They didn't use secularism as the justification. The Mexican drug gangs do it because they're greedy, and ironically most likely Catholic anyway. The soldiers burned the bodies because they were at war, and the executed man was a murderer and rapist, and who knows his motivation. Clearly, Druidenfuse's claim that without religion man would still be equally shitty is complete nonsense. Here, just choosing the news of a single random day, and you can follow the thread between me and Druidenfuse on my video entitled Irrefutable Proof of God's Existence, to see that the day I chose was not cherry-picked to make my point, but merely coincided with the date on which she claimed that religion was not the problem. Demonstrably, even in the 21st century, religion is causing the problem, not merely evil people. The number of stories in which religion is not the major cause are outnumbered 2 to 1 by number, and many times more than that if you consider the severity of the incidents. Although this is a very small and random sample, I think it reasonably reflects the massively detrimental impact that religion still has on our planet, and demonstrates that without the catalyst of religion, secularists do not turn to evil as readily. I'll leave you with Christopher Hitchens' famous words: "Only religion can make good people do bad things." It may not be completely true, but religion certainly creates a toxic environment for decency to try and flourish in. Hey guys, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please take the time to rate and comment, and it would mean a lot to me if you would subscribe. Thank you.